in 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is Mr. Port
This is Braden.
coming at you live from iCarly Studios.
And today we're going to get into some information on banking. And we're going to talk about things to do with identity theft and how to write a check. So let's get into this right now. Banking. And the first thing I want to talk about, oh, are you serious already? All right, back to keeping on track here. So the first thing I want to cover with you guys is writing a check and how do you fill out a check register. So this isn't something that many people do today just because
It's too long.
It's too long and most people have access to their phones and stuff like that, right? So they can check your accounts there. But this is still something you should know how to do, okay? So at the top here, you can see that I have things that were purchased or done over the course of a couple weeks. I'm just going to fill out the first two lines. So let's just say you started with a balance, we'll keep this simple, $100, okay? And after Wednesday, we'll go to Wednesday the 18th. So, just went red. So on Wednesday the 18th, so it's 18 is the date. See, I already screwed it up because I don't do this very often. Most things are done online now. All right, so the number or the code is the check number. So on 11/18, I wrote a check number 101 out to Verizon Wireless. Okay. And our payment amount was $75. All right, so for 75 bucks is what I'm paying to Verizon Wireless. So you have to remember that the money going out is payments, the money coming in is a deposit. Okay, are we back at the studio? All right. And so now we have some technical difficulties there. So if I take 100 and I subtract my 75, what am I left with, Braden? 100 minus 75 is 25 bucks left in my account. Okay, so let's say we jump over to Friday here where you get your paycheck. So now the date is 11/19, 20.
Sorry.
Good. This is my paycheck. And now I'm not paying out of my account, I'm depositing into my account $575.65. All right, so I would add that $25 to it, and now I'd be at $600.65 for my balance. So this is just a way that you don't have to use these anymore. A lot of people, like I said, use the internet or use your websites to check your balances every day to make sure that the money going out is matching the money coming in, because you never want to overdraw your account because the banks are going to charge you crazy fees for doing so. Okay. All right. If we come down here, this is how you fill out a check. So let's just go ahead and fill it out. It was check 101. The date that we filled out the check to Verizon Wireless was 11/18. So 11/18 is the date. I paid it to Verizon for $75. Sorry guys, pen doesn't work always. Paid to the order of. This is where you write down who you wrote the check to. So we're writing the check to Verizon Wireless. And on this line where it says dollars, you write out the total amount in words. All right, so 70. I was going to write the number $5. Now, what most people do, and that's how I've always done it, is you bring a line all the way to the end and you put 0 over 100 for cents. Check how your parents do it. They may do it a little different. That's the way I saw my parents do it, so I do it the same way. Okay. And then on the bottom part, it just moved, but that's all right. We'll erase that. And on the bottom part, you write the 4, or it'll say memo. And this is for your cell phone, let's say. Okay, and then over here is where you sign your signature. All right, so that's how you write a check. Helpful, you got it. All right, so the last thing that I want to do on this page is just go through some questions. And again, these aren't questions you have to submit on Google Docs, just some basic banking questions and stuff that you need to know. What is the difference between a debit card and a credit card? All right, so a debit card is your money. A credit card is what, Brain?
Money you have to pay back.
Money you have to pay back. Good job. All right, so that's a big difference. A lot of students don't recognize that. So the question number 2, why does my bank debit card have a MasterCard or Visa logo on it? It's not that you're borrowing money. When you use your bank debit card at the store, the money's still coming out of your bank account. The Visa or MasterCard logo is just what allows you to use it wherever MasterCard and Visa are accepted, which is virtually every store in the United States. Okay. Question 3, when you make withdrawals and purchases using your bank debit card, how long does it take for your withdrawals and purchases to be posted to your account? It should be immediately. Okay. Now I said not deducted because it's money being posted. That, okay, I made a purchase at Target. I made a purchase at Walmart. The money's not out of my account yet. Still going to take me 24 hours to process it, but something should be posted that a purchase was made at Target or at Walmart immediately, so that when I check it on my app or on my phone, I know that that purchase was made, and I know that my money is being used or my card's being used.
But you shouldn't go there at these times.
You shouldn't go at this time. That's correct. All right, so just some simple numbers on interest and how interest works. So the question 4 says, how much would you earn if you invested $100 savings account, earning 3% interest for 1 year? So it's just simply 100 times 0.03, which equals a whopping $3 in interest you earned over 1 year. So these are your savings accounts that the typical teenager has. You're not making huge investment with those types of accounts. You're probably not even earning 3% interest. So you're going to earn a couple dollars, a couple cents in interest throughout a year. That money is just a place for you to cash your checks and have access to it. Now, once you have a full-time career and you have an extra large amount of money you can invest, maybe someday you'll have this amount. Not many people do, but maybe this will be you. And you have 27 grand now you can invest into an account making 8.9% a year. So let's say $27,000 now times 0.089 for 8.9% interest rate. Now your outcome would be $2,403. So you can see the difference there when you don't have a high interest rate account compared to when you have a high interest rate account, you earn a lot more money. Okay. All right. And the last thing here is just going through another type of investment called a CD. And I'm not going to go through every step by step, but I'll show you what the numbers come out to. All right. So if you have an account balance and you're putting $8,500 into a certificate of deposit, a CD, earning 7.7% interest, all right, and we go year by year. So after first year, at the end of year 1, you got $9,154 left. So now you're going to earn interest on that at the beginning of year 2, okay? So if I do the math, I'm just going to put the interest down. So at the end of year 2, I'd have about $704.90, is that?
Yeah.
90 cents. And then at the end of the year, I'd have
9,800.
man, this thing's all screwing up. 9,000 what? 859.
859.40.
0. All right. So then that's what I start over here. 9859.40. And then my interest for year 3 is going to be
759.17.
And then the total amount I have in the account at the end of year 3 is
10,618.57.
and I begin year 4 with that amount, 10,618.57. So now I earn how much interest year 4?
817.63.
And I have how much at the end of year 4?
11,446.
20. So again, I start year 5 with more money. Now how much interest do I earn in year 5?
880.59.
And how much total left at the end of year 5?
12,317.
Okay. So this is just showing you guys that as year to year goes by, my interest is growing. That's the key to any type of investment. You want to see the interest amount you're earning in interest is going up. So I started with 8,500. If I keep my money in for 5 years, I walk away with $12,317. Pretty awesome return on my investment. Okay. Now, this is a scenario that a lot of people will be confronted with. It says an unexpected expense comes up and you need the money you have invested in the CD. When opening the CD, you agreed to keep the money in the account for 5 years. Because you are withdrawing the money early, you will be charged a 10% fee. The 10% will be based on what your account balance was at the end of year 4 above. Because what is the total that the 10% will be, and what is the new amount that you will be receiving following the charge. So at the end of year 4, I had $11,436 in my account, okay? And we'll even put the 20 cents in there. Now there's gonna be a 10% fee, so times 0.10, that means I'm gonna have to pay, in order to get my money out early, I'm gonna have to pay $1,143.62. All right, so this is one of those accounts I was talking about, how liquid is the investment. Remember, some you can get immediately, some you have to wait. So you signed up for 5 years. If you want your money early, you're gonna get charged to take your money out early. So you're gonna get charged by the bank about $1,100, $1,200 to get your money early. So now you have to subtract that $1,143 from how much you would have had. So at the end of the day, you're gonna walk away with about $10,292.58. All right. So you still made money. You start with 8,500. You're walking away with 10,292. So you're still making money. But if you would have been able to hold out for one more year, this is how much you would have had. So that's a significant difference there. You're basically losing $2,000 by taking your money out early. And I get it. Sometimes those expenses come up. You crash your car. You get health bills that you have to pay. So people have to go access that money early, and it happens. Okay. All right. I'm going to do a new share with you to go over one last thing. So the other thing I'd like to cover with banking is identity theft. And I just quickly go over the 7 main ways that people steal people's identity. Okay. There's always thieves that are trying to be one step ahead of with the technology that's available out there, and ways the banks are trying to protect you. But the thieves are always going to be a step ahead of the banks. Okay. So the first one is, the statement is, they simply rummage through your trash looking for bills or other paper with your personal information on it. It sounds odd, but it's just simply called dumpster diving. All right. And there are thieves out there that will literally go through your garbage to find your personal information.
Really?
Got it. Number 2, stealing your credit, you should get a job. Steal credit or debit card info with a special device when processing your card. This is a new concept, or newer concept, I should say, that we call skimming your information. All right, so these thieves literally have technology now where they can get the information via like a Wi-Fi service by standing behind you in line. I know one was going around Joliet in the Minooka area at gas pumps. They have a special device where they with almost like a card connected to a wire, and they put it into the gas pump, and it would get a readout of whoever pumped their gas last. So if I use my bank card to pump gas, and then this guy came up with a skimmer, he'd be able to get my information from that device. All right. So like I said, the thieves are always going to be trying to be one step ahead of trying to steal your information. Number 3, they pretend to be banks, IRS, or some other organization. That's called phishing. You got it. All right. So they send you emails. They call your house. You just got to be careful with these, because sometimes they sound legit, especially during the time taxes are due. IRS will be calling your house. I actually got the phone call once where they said, the IRS, you owe the IRS $2,000 in back taxes, and they'll tell you the authorities are on their way to the house to arrest you. So they freak people out, and people call, and all they want is some personal information, and then they've got your access to your accounts and stuff. Number 4, they file a change of address, creating a new address for you so they can receive your billing statements, or they have the statements they can access, or once they have the statements, they can access your account. That's just simply when they change your address on you. You don't even know it. They change the address on your bills, so the bills go to their house instead of yours. Next one is just your basic old-fashioned stealing. All right, pickpocket your information right from you, and then they have access to your stuff. Number 6, they use false information to get your personal information from financial institutions, telephone companies, or other sources. All right, and this is just, sounds kind of odd, but pretending to be you. So they're stealing your identity is what they're doing. And number 7, they may hack into your computer or other computer systems, including your school, credit card companies, or other places maintaining personal information. So these are hackers, so hacking. All right. So those are the ways that your identity is stolen these days. It's a big business. A lot of people are out there trying to steal others' identity. Like you said, they should just go get a real job with that type of skills and with that type of knowledge. They could probably do very well in the corporate world, but they refuse to. So that's your banking information. You should have what you need to go forward and do well on the assessments.